आपको आज रिग्रेट होता है कि नहीं मैं इंजीनियरिंग करता तो शायद वहां तक भी पहुंचते, और आज जो एक्टिंग से आपने इतना प्रोग्रेस जीत लिया है, दिलों को छू लिया है, वो ज्यादा बड़ा मुकाम है. Today, the same journalist Sucheta Dalal has also courted a big controversy, as now she is being accused of collaborating with the Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra, saying that she went on to feed the information against a corporate company like such as Adani.
Anybody who claims something on any public platform is open for scrutiny.
Many people believe that there are often cases of even journalists getting involved in a quid pro quo. Saw him doing Bharat Jodo Yatra with a lot of celebrities also joining him. What do you make of the other Gandhi as well? Mahatma Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Narendra Modi. Which is your favorite Gujarati food that remains an inseparable part of your grocery item or in the kitchen?
वो है गौड़ पापड़ी.
ओल्ड स्कूल हो या न्यू स्कूल, सबके सिलेबस में एक शब्द बड़ा कॉमन होता है, वो है प्रॉफिट. ये मेरा डायलॉग नहीं है, ये आपके सामने जो बैठे हैं प्रतीक गांधी साहब, ये उनका डायलॉग है. इसलिए बता रहा हूं क्योंकि it took me lot of determination and also lot of cudgels to face the wrath of the politicians when they made money. But the man today sitting in front of me is also someone who has essayed the role of someone whose scam was not heard of and was rather unheard of during the eras of 90s. It's none other than the Scam 92 hero, Pratik Gandhi. Welcome to the show, Mr. Gandhi. First of all, many congratulations on the 3-year completion of what a wonderful role that you essayed that conquered the hearts of young to average Indian sitting in the national capital of Delhi, to the faraway corners of Juhu and Andheri in Bombay, to that of the corners of the US and the UK. It's been a pleasure having you on this show. I want to actually thank you so much. It's a privilege for us to meet you in flesh today, for what you are today and for what you have done to this country on the OTT. Which is why my first question to you, for the curious readers, is that at a time when most Indian engineers and Indian origin CEOs of the US companies ruling the roost, from Microsoft to Google, from Sundar Pichai to so on, how did you actually leave behind such a spectacular career in engineering, where you could have built India's dreams, or you could have also been one of them in the US, to choose a career in acting?
See, I keep saying that engineering is just not a degree, but it's a way of life. It's a way you think.
Ji.
And it's the approach. So I owe a lot of my life and the approach that I have today to my engineering. So engineering never happened with any pressure.
Ji.
It never happened with the thought of that there has to be a second career option. It was never a cushion. It was always by choice and by passion. So I'm proud to say that I'm equally passionate about engineering and the subject that I chose, industrial engineer.
Ji.
So I'm a diploma mechanical B production,
Right.
industrial engineer.
Right.
And I worked in the field for almost 14-15 years.
Ji.
But acting and engineering, they both were the equal passions that I had.
Right.
And acting, is with me since childhood.
When you discover both?
Yeah. Acting, I guess, happened to me when I was in 4th standard, when I stepped on the stage for the first time. I performed a small skit and I was smitten by that magic. That what was there only in my mind could translate.
Right.
And people reacted at the places where I want their reactions. So it was a magic as a child.
Right.
And since then, I guess I was, taken over by that magic, and
Ji.
it was always there in my mind.
Right.
So 2016 was a time where I had juggled, with both these careers.
Right.
And both these passions for almost 15 years. And 2016 was a time where I had to decide
Ji.
that there are opportunity losses happening at both the places.
Right.
I had a couple of real good offers from the field of engineering, one of the big fours as a consultant and all. And similarly, I had good offers from theatre world, from Gujarati films that I did. So that was a time where I chose to be a full-time actor.
Right. But many people still believe in India that because so many Indians have done so well in the US from the engineering field, largely becoming the force to reckon with, so on, that today when the two countries' heads meet, इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ दीज सीईओज एंड द डियास्पोरा स्ट्रेंथ। तो आपको आज रिग्रेट होता है कि नहीं मैं इंजीनियरिंग करता तो शायद वहां तक भी पहुंचते, और आज जो एक्टिंग से आपने इतना प्रोवेस जीत लिया है, दिलों को छू लिया है, वो ज्यादा बड़ा मुकाम है?
एक्चुअली रिग्रेट तो किसी चीज़ का नहीं होता है, पर हाँ अभी भी मेरा इंजीनियरिंग से लगा उतना ही है. I still love that. I still love innovations, and in whatever my limited capacity, I keep doing something or the other related to that field also. But I had never had any regrets of this sort.
Of course, that one of your roles, which remains, of course, integral part of all of us, is that of the Scam 92. While world was battling with COVID, Netflix and Amazon Prime conquered the hearts of young Indians. With extraordinary creative talents like you, how do you look back at Scam 92's roaring success, the phenomenal success it went on to become, considering that there was a trouble of COVID and the biopic, The Man That You Had to Essay, for which you had to put on weight? I see that you seem to have shed a lot of kilos. तो difficult क्या था, COVID को tackle करना, battle करना, या एक उस आदमी की जिंदगी में घुस के उसके स्किन में जाना, जिसके बारे में स्कैम कहा जाता है, और उसके बारे में मैं आपसे जिक्र करूंगा आगे.
As actors, we keep creating different characters, and I had been doing this for the longest time on stage also.
जी.
For the live audience.
जी.
So that has almost become a second nature. But COVID is something that I guess none of us in the whole world has ever experienced.
Absolutely.
Though I had experienced a part of plague during my Surat days and
Correct.
After the biggest flood that happened in Surat.
जी.
But still, COVID was unheard of ever.
Right.
Something like this can also happen. So I guess that's the most difficult thing that I have ever experienced till now.
Right.
Was COVID. When my brother was critically ill and we were like confined in the houses, I could not go out. I didn't know what to do, how to get those injections, and it was a difficult situation. Yeah.
Right.
So nothing can beat that difficulty.
Right. But how do you look at India's rise from the COVID? Because many believe that India's Make in India vaccines, whether it was Covishield or Covaxin or the government's initiatives there, sort of helped slow down the tide of the COVID. Do you actually feel that India did pretty well? During those days?
Yes. We did pretty well that way. But in whatever limited understanding that I have about the medical field and all, one thing that I have understood is the medical field, it's not a definite science.
Right.
It can't be a definite science.
Right.
It's an experimental science.
Correct.
And for the first time, I heard doctors saying that try this medicine. Which actually, made me think.
Remdesivir.
Yeah, a lot of different
Right.
medicines. For the first time, my doctors told me that try this. Before that, I had never heard try this.
Correct.
They were pretty sure because they
Right.
had some, data to back it up and some
जी.
trends to back it up.
जी.
So COVID was a different phenomenon.
Absolutely. But अगर मैं बात करूं कि उस दौर में, क्योंकि आपने जब दिल जीत लिए, it was difficult, of course, to establish yourself on OTT. The fact that COVID gave you that opportunity as well, because people were confined to their homes. That was the only way to switch on television and have a bit of a reliving of the entertainment experience, which they could not because the cinemas were restricted to. उसका आपको फायदा मिला?
हाँ, उसका ज़रूर फायदा मिला मुझे.
You see that as a silver
as
lining?
you correctly said, that people were confined in their houses and they were constantly searching they were hungry for entertainment, something which can, make them feel good, something which can engage them during the day.
Right.
Because it is not easy to just be at home, do nothing and just wait for some better days to come.
Right.
When the whole world seems gloomy.
Correct.
So this particular time helped a lot of shows and a lot of actors like me to be in their hearts, to be in their on their television screen for the longest time.
जी.
And that's how I guess a lot of things changed.
Correct. I also wish to draw your attention on the role of a gay character in Modern Love, especially at a time when just 3 days back, the Supreme Court, India's apex court, has now left the decision on marriage rights for the same-sex couples to the legislation. सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक बेंच खड़ा हुआ, 3-2 की फेवर में जजमेंट आई और कहा गया कि 2 जजेस ने कहा भी कि नहीं, प्रोटेक्शन दी जानी चाहिए गे कपल्स को, लेकिन जो डिसीजन है कि मैरिज है कि नेचुरल है या अननेचुरल है, वो डिसीजन लेजिस्लेशन पे छोड़ दिया जाए. यू सी दैट इंडिया हैज कम अ लॉन्ग वे, और दैट दीज डिसीजन शुड बेस्ट बी लेफ्ट to the constitution and not to the judiciary or to the executive?
जितना मैंने जाना है, जितना मैंने मतलब पढ़ा समझा भी है, उस हिसाब से मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया हैज़ कम अ लॉन्ग वे, दैट वी स्टार्टेड एटलीस्ट डिस्कसिंग दीज थिंग्स टू दिस लेवल, टू द नेशनल लेवल, एंड वी आर गिविंग होप टू द होल कम्युनिटी. Better days are ahead. I hope that it comes soon, because denying something like this is like denying the existence of dinosaurs, denying the existence of lions.
Right.
Because ऐसा तो है नहीं कि ये आजकल से हुआ है.
जी.
इसका मतलब आप देखेंगे तो the references were there in age-old literatures also. So I don't think this is unnatural. This is absolutely natural. And if this is natural, then who are we to decide on it?
Right. Because now that the legislature is going to decide upon this, that whether or not the marriages should be made. But many people still believe that this may harm India's culture and the traditions, that regular marriages are used to only to produce babies and carry on the culture of progenies.
No.
And this will halt that culture.
No, I don't think that. I mean, our culture was ever that narrow or that shallow, because whatever Indian culture that I have learned since my childhood from all my elders was always inclusive and much deeper than what we can understand in just 2 lines.
जी.
So I guess if there is space for these things anywhere in the world, then it's India.
जी. एक और भी आपसे सवाल उस सिलसिले में पूछूंगा, क्योंकि आपने जो अपने कैरेक्टर्स अदा किए हैं, चाहे वो हर्षद मेहता के हों, बड़ा एक स्ट्रॉन्ग कैरेक्टर था. हम बचपन में जब बच्चे होते थे तो हम उनके बारे में पढ़ा करते थे, उस कैंप के बारे में. लेकिन अगर मैं एक एज अ डेविल्स एडवोकेट ही सवाल आपसे पूछना चाहूँगा, बिकॉज यू आर वेरी finely read person and very erudite person who has understood so many subjects and been an engineer himself in different towns. When you essayed the role or the character of Harshad Mehta Saab, whose downfall essentially began with a journalist making the claims, not the other way around, not the corporates coming in, of a 500 crore scam or beyond that. Today, the same journalist, Sucheta Dalal, has also courted a big controversy, maybe just 2 days back, as now she is being accused of collaborating with the Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra, saying that she went on to feed the information against a corporate company like such as Adani. Do you think कि एक जर्नलिस्ट पे भी वापस स्क्रूटनी होनी चाहिए, और अगर एक बिजनेसमैन पे होती है, एक बिजनेसमैन से सवाल पूछे जाते हैं, तो जर्नलिस्ट पे भी बाकायदा सवाल होने चाहिए कि उसने कहाँ पे अपना कैरेक्टर लूज किया है, अपनी इंटेग्रिटी को कॉम्प्रोमाइज किया?
अच्छा, so first of all, I mean, I have no clue about the whole thing, what has happened. So I mean, I don't think I am a right person to comment on this. But on a broader scale, or on just as a liner, that anybody who claims something on any public platform is open for scrutiny, I guess.
जी.
It can be anybody.
जी.
If I'm going and like people do it to us also.
Correct.
Whatever that we write, whatever that we say, even if it is our personal comment or personal feel,
right,
everybody puts us under scrutiny.
Correct.
There is a bashing happening, there is mob lynching happening, there are trolling happening, so it happens, which is not called for at all. It can be just one-on-one discussion and you can check with these things, but yeah, for this particular thing I have no clue, no idea.
No, I mean, generally speaking, because many people believe that there are often cases of even journalists getting involved in a quid pro quo, where they take favors to slam a political career or that of any celebrity's career as well, which sort of hurts the prospects of a fair and objective journalism as well.
Yeah, must be the case, but I am not sure whether this particular case is that way or not.
Ji.
But one thing I'll just tell you, maybe on the similar lines, that
Ji.
when we were kids, we used to hear news on DD, where news wouldn't have any tone,
No color,
no tones.
no bias.
So when any newsreader would read a news, they'll just give you the news, plain and simple, with their straight face. Now today, wherever I hear news, wherever I read news, wherever I watch news, be it radio, television, or
online,
print, there is constantly a one color that is being thrown on you. They want to prime you that think this way, which should not be the case, is what I personally feel. Maybe wrong, maybe right, I don't know, but I personally feel that you don't.
You mean to say that the two ideologies today dominate? One is the extreme left wing, one is the extreme right wing, and there's no middle path.
There is no middle path. मतलब आप मुझे सिर्फ न्यूज़ बताओ ना, आप मुझे ये मत बताओ कि ये न्यूज़ है, ये सच है, because you are not nobody to judge. No, Not
Correct.
I am anybody to judge.
Absolutely.
If this is a news, it should be a news.
Correct.
Left to an individual who wants to dig deeper into it and
Right.
get the truth out.
Right.
Because अब तो truth भी is so diluted.
करेक्ट ट्रूथ से सवाल जुड़ा आपसे इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ इफ स्कैम 92 help you become a household name the great Indian murder also forced us to rethink about what India's investigative agencies do that also got you a big exposure in terms of Ajay Devgan Saab's production house now if we look at Suraj Yadav the character his method of investigation for me as an investigative journalist, I must tell you because I've covered these agencies right from the beginning of my career, whether the Augusta Westland scam or 2G scam or telecom, whatever scams. My interactions were always with these investigating officers, which is my core job. It forces us to rethink that does an agency like CBI at times fail to probe the truth amid pulls and pressure of politicians, or it is the reverse that they try to build pulls and pressure for their own vested interests. How do you look at the role of agencies because you have now interacted in terms of studying about the roles when you worked in these
So as far as the role is concerned in in Great Indian Murder about that CBI officer Suraj Yadav and all, that character had certain greed, that character had certain needs, certain dreams, and that's how he did whatever he did. See, anything that we portray, anything that you read, anything that is written always has some real life references.
जी
So I don't know where this comes from, but
Ji.
it might be, it comes from a lot of different references. It may be
Correct.
amalgamation of a lot of people and
Ji.
their thoughts and all. So as an actor, my job was just to create that psyche
Hmm.
and create that character. That's
जी
it. And as far as real life agencies and things are concerned, so as a common lay person, I want to put my faith into these agencies because बचपन से हमने यही जाना है कि पुलिस,
जी
CBI,
जी
ये लोग हमारी रक्षा के लिए है.
जी
So, and I want to keep that faith for me and my kids also.
although there can be faces of black sheep and errant
वो
officers
सब जगह है ही. और हम तो सालों से इतनी फिल्में देखी हमने बचपन से. पुलिस के खिलाफ, इसके खिलाफ, इसमें ये पुलिस वाले, ये करप्शन, ये. So मतलब ऐसा भी we can't even say that it's not there. We can't even say that it's there everywhere.
correct
But I guess that's how the world works.
but when you used to consume news or when you still do has there been any investigation of sorts apart from of course scam 92 I mean Harshad Mehta that has shaped your character in real life as well कि हाँ प्रतीक मैंने जब ये देखा कि चाहे तलवार मर्डर हुआ या ये हुआ या वो हुआ ये बम्बई ब्लास्ट हुआ कि ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन में अच्छा ये सच भी आया has there been any investigation which has influenced you very deeply or hurt you deeply one way or the other that you remember of any particular crime since beginning
So there are a lot of things that keeps happening around. जिसमें बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टिगेशंस में आपको खुद भी ऐसा लगता है कि अरे यार ये इतना
botched up है
हाँ मतलब इतना दिख रहा है ऐसा है फिर भी ऐसा पोर्ट्रे किया जा रहा है पर ये सारा ऐसा है कि देयर आर ऑलवेज मल्टीपल स्टोरीज और जब तक उसमें अगर डीप में ना जाए तो सच पता चलेगा भी नहीं.
गुजरात से बम्बई से कोई जुड़े कोई ऐसी
मुझे
इन्वेस्टिगेशन
तो याद नहीं है ऐसा कुछ बिकॉज आई डोंट रीड मच इनटू दीस थिंग्स. दिस इज वेरी डिस्टर्बिंग है.
इसलिए पूछूंगे कि एक तरफ राइट हुए तो दूसरी तरफ बम्बई में ब्लास्ट हुए
आई नो
दोनों बड़ी इन्वेस्टिगेशन बड़ी जबरदस्त थी.
आई विटनेस्ड बोथ.
जी आपने तो दोनों देखे हैं
आई विटनेस्ड बोथ. राइट्स के टाइम पे भी हम कर्फ्यू में फंसे थे जब मैं
सूरत
सूरत
में?
में था स्कूल में था तब.
उसकी मेमोरीज वैसे कैसी हैं पति हाउ वर दोस मेमोरीज लाइक व्हेन यू
तब तो बहुत ही छोटा था मैं बहुत ही मतलब कब मैं 6th 7th में था तब मैंने ये राइट्स देखे थे सूरत में.
राइट
वेरी डिस्टर्बिंग है.
यू थिंक नाउ गुजरात इज स्टेबल नाउ
अब तो मैं खैर 20 सालों से सूरत में गुजरात में मतलब काम के अलावा जाना होता नहीं है उतना.
व्हाट डू यू थिंक हैज चेंज्ड
अब
ओवर द लास्ट 20 इयर्स
I know the infrastructure wise a lot of things have changed which I can visually see
Such as?
evident. जैसे सूरत बहुत बदल गया है यार. सूरत में भी कहीं पर भी मैं बिना गूगल मैप के पहुंच नहीं पाता. इतने फ्लाईओवर्स इतनी एक जगह से बैठो सीधा सूरत के बाहर लेके चला जाता है वो.
अच्छा
मेरा खुद का घर ढूंढने में दिक्कत होती थी पहले तो.
जी 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 हाउ डू यू लव सूरत the Surat of now and
The
the
best
Surat
part
of then
of Surat is this: the food and love for food is still intact. The people and their spirit is still intact because
Right.
I still have a lot of friends,
जी.
extended family there.
जी
So अभी भी वो जो उनका जज्बा है, मिजाज है, सारे सेलिब्रेशंस का,
right
खाने पीने का, उसमें मजा आता है.
what's been the favorite food that you still miss of Surat and what are the
A lot
memories
of
of
things यार, everything. सूरत का खाना मतलब आप किसी से भी पूछ लीजिए, खमन से लेके लोचो से लेके वहाँ का अब तो सर्दियों की सीज़न आएगी तो ऊंधियू बनेगा,
हम्म।
पोंक आएगा।
सूरत की कोई अभी भी यादगार चीजें हैं जो आपके घर में अभी भी रहती हैं?
हाँ, सूरत से आना जाना लगा रहता है बहुत सारे
तो डायमंड आता
रिश्तेदारों
रहता
का
है?
और इनका। अरे डायमंड कहाँ सर खमन आते रहते हैं हमारे यहाँ।
खमण आते रहते हैं। मैं एक बात पूछूं आपसे, क्योंकि आने वाले दिनों में आपने बड़े अच्छे किरदार निभाने हैं और निभाए भी हैं। यू प्ले टू सिग्निफिकेंट रेवोल्यूशनरीज ऑफ दिस कंट्री. ऑफ कोर्स the fact is that Mahatma Gandhi, no one can deny, it's an immutable truth today that the father of the nation has shaped a career of many of the politicians, to the celebrities, to the youth and the established icons, and of course Jyotirao Phule as well. Now that you have wrapped up, or you're on the verge of wrapping up the shooting of Phule, you will of course reunite with the Scam 92 cast again as well. How do you look at the influence of these two people in your life and that of the fellow Indians, and how do you want them to be looked at by Indians, Mahatma Gandhi and Jyotirao Phule?
So Jyotiba Phule first, that I've just finished the shoot of Jyotiba Phule.
ठीक है.
His life and whatever that he's done, whatever that he's contributed in shaping the Indian, society, changing the culture, changing the myths,
जी.
changing some taboos, was phenomenal.
Such
And
as?
now think about the time where it was so difficult even to say a word or communicate your liberal ideas amongst our own people. Forget about Britishers.
जी.
So in those times, he started, female education, विधवा विवाह, छुआछूत का भेदभाव दूर करने की बात है. तब लोग ये कहते थे, जो हम फिल्म में भी एक सीन है, which we've read also in the books, that जब बच्चों को पढ़ाने की बात आती है तो बच्चियों को पढ़ाने की बात आती थी, तो जब पढ़े लिखे ऊंचे लोग थे उनका ये कहना था कि अगर मेल मतलब पुरुष हमारी बेटियों को पढ़ाएंगे तो व्यभिचार होगा. एंड इट वाज अ बिजार स्टेटमेंट टू विच ज्योतिबा ने सावित्री बाई को पहले पढ़ाया और बोला कि अब तो एक स्त्री आपकी बेटियों को पढ़ाएगी.
जी.
सो ऐसी डिफ़िकल्ट सिचुएशन से रास्ता निकाल के फिर भी वो एक एक मशाल जलाए रखना चेंज की, and with a futuristic idea, is not a joke.
Correct.
So I have immense respect for these characters.
Right.
And as far as Mahatma Gandhi is concerned, I guess enough has been written on it, enough has been said on him. And he is Mahatma for a reason.
जी.
So I guess world needs Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi and Mahatma
Right.
Gandhi at this point more than any other point in the time.
Because you have also mentioned that his fears and failures as a young guy need to be told to this country and retold
Yeah.
to this country, told and retold as well. तो उसका जिक्र क्या किस लिए आया? क्योंकि मैं सिर्फ ये जानना चाह रहा हूँ कि how essential is the truth for a man to share with everyone, whether failures या fears, ये दोनों कितने ज़रूरी हैं आपके लिए?
फेलियर्स और फियर्स सिखाना, फेलियर्स और फियर्स लोगों से शेयर करना बहुत ज़रूरी है. उसका रीज़न ये है कि लार्जली पीपल आर इंटरेस्टेड इन योर फेलियर्स ओनली वंस यू आर सक्सेसफुल. But there are so many people who are putting in immense effort, but they are just not successful. That doesn't mean that they are failures. Because success is actually very relative. For what you feel successful, I may not feel
पर आपने
successful.
फेलियर देखे हैं?
मैंने बहुत सारे फेलियर्स देखे हैं, मैंने बहुत सारी बार रिजेक्शंस भी झेले हैं, और उन्हीं सब के चलते आप अपने आप को शेप अप कर पाते हैं.
हमें तो लगा कि आपने सिर्फ सक्सेस देखा है रिलायंस से, और इंडस्ट्रियल इंजीनियर करते करते आपके पेरेंट्स टीचर्स थे, फिर वहाँ से करते करते आप.
मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ कि फेलियर और सक्सेस ना इतना रिलेटिव है, that somebody feels it a success and struggle, and the other person feels that okay, he's moving ahead.
Is there any particular failure that you recall of?
No, I mean not that way, because
Which made you more stoic?
the most stoic thing is like initially when I came to Mumbai, and it's a city of dreams, and when you want to create your space in a world where you have no connection, you don't know anybody, you don't know how it works, you don't know whom to meet, and you keep failing for years, you keep getting rejections for years, and then suddenly at one night everything changes. But the people will feel that it is an overnight success.
Right. So, because you have mentioned that the fact that after completing my graduation, I figured that Mumbai was the place
where I had to work. I mean, Mumbai was the place where I felt that I can do multiple things together. Because here it is, it is seen that way.
Right. Now, the hardships that you have talked about, of course, may not have been in corporate jobs, but largely in the film industry, because corporate definitely gave you the exposure to work in the field. Any pleasant memories that you have of working with the Reliance crew?
So I was a part of Reliance Infrastructure. Uh, a lot of pleasant memories there, because the kind of, I have worked in many different projects where I don't think I would have worked anywhere else, I felt. So the kind of free hands that I was given, and we worked. I used to work for hospitals manpower planning से लेके cement plant के manpower planning से लेके, so that exposure was really enriching.
By the way, one last question before we, of course, we wrap up. There is also one Gandhi sitting in the national capital who shares, of course, the surname with you. We recently saw him doing Bharat Jodo Yatra with a lot of celebrities also joining him. What do you make of the other Gandhi as well?
I haven't ever met him. I have never, have any interactions with him. But हमने तो जितना देखा है, सुना है, सोशल मीडिया या न्यूज़पेपर से ही पढ़ा है, सुना है उनके बारे में.
So,
but he has a rich legacy of a family, is what I know. That's it.
Right. I mean, you foresee with your own surname that he may go on to become a prime minister of this country.
अरे मुझे भी लोग पूछते रहते हैं कि आपका सीधा नाता है क्या गांधी जी से. मैं कहा ऐसा कुछ नहीं है यार. हम लोग सिर्फ एक सेम कास्ट से हैं, उतना ही है.
Correct. Last दो क्वेश्चन सिर्फ ये पूछूंगा कि अगर आपको आज भी ऑप्शन दी जाए to become one of the powerful engineers back in one of those companies where you worked, whether it was Reliance or in the US again, and the acting career, which would you choose?
It's a very difficult selection, and I'm glad that I don't have this selection. I don't have to make this selection right now. I did that in 2016. Right. It was a difficult choice.
Mahatma Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Narendra Modi, in order.
Mahatma Gandhi.
In order of sequence.
अरे in order of the sequence तो मतलब देखिए ना मोदी जी से मुलाकात हुई है कभी ना.
But because he comes from Gujarat, the other shares your surname.
हाँ. So महात्मा गांधी से भी मुलाकात तो किसी से नहीं हुई मेरे से, पर महात्मा गांधी को क्योंकि मैंने स्टेज पे इतनी बार परफॉर्म किया है और मैंने उनके बारे में इतना कुछ पढ़ा है कि अब मुझे लगता है कि मैं उनको जानता हूँ.
और अगर नरेंद्र मोदी और राहुल गांधी की कंपैरिजन हो,
ये तो बहुत ही मतलब ये कंपैरिजन का तो वो हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं.
बट आपके गुजरात से आते हैं इसलिए.
हाँ गुजरात से तो आते हैं.
और दूसरा आपके साथ में सरनेम शेयर करते हैं.
और सरनेम का तो यार मैंने बताया ना, मुझे गांधी जी से भी लोग पूछ लेते हैं ऐसे. पहली बार जब पूछा था तब यही पूछा था कि आप गांधी जी की फैमिली से हैं क्या, क्योंकि आप ही गांधी परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं यार.
Which is your favorite Gujarati food that remains an inseparable part of your grocery item or in the kitchen, in the culinary delights?
मतलब in the culinary delights, I guess.
That gives you a gastronomical high.
Gastronomical high, वो है गौड़ पापड़ी.
गौड़ पापड़ी. So on this note, we will wrap up this beautiful interview. We wish you, sir, very all the best.
Thank you
for what you have been for this country and the entertainment that you provided from the national capital to the faraway corners of Bombay.
Thank you.
We wish you incredible success and phenomenal journey for our future as well, sir.